Chop family, Big Rich in this bitch. Like always, we are back at it. As you see, we got a returning special guest, Mr. Tray Chaney. This man hit me up this morning, said he had an announcement to make, and he had a surprise for the Chop Shop. I'm fucking intrigued here, man. You know, first off, it's an honor seeing you again. And Tray Chaney, the floor is yours, brother. What's going on, man?
Hey, Big Rich. Hey, man, first of all, I love the Chop Shop. So, last time we spoke, I said I had an album that was getting ready to drop. Well, Chaney Vision Dreams Volume 1, Do Y'all Hear Me? The 10-song, 10-visual project is dropped.
Okay.
It's on all digital streaming platforms, Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, wherever you can stream music. But my surprise, actually I got two surprises. I got a Wire t-shirt for you.
Okay.
I got the Wire t-shirt for you.
Okay.
And I got an autographed copy of my book for you. We want them to download Chaney Vision Dreams Volume 1, the 10-song, 10-visual project.
Okay.
And show me that you downloaded it by DMing me on IG. My IG, Instagram is Tray Chaney Vision. TrayChaneyVision. Tray Chaney Vision. Once you DM me and show me that you downloaded the project, I'm giving you the free t-shirt. I'm giving you the free The Wire t-shirt along with the book. But I was really going to save this for the fans too. Of course, I was bringing JD Williams, aka Bodie Broadest, is jumping on right now because I'm the plug to every Wirecast member that ever existed on the Wire. I can call anybody and they're going to pull up for Tray Chaney.
I'm speechless. Chop Shop family, I hope y'all still watching. Like always, hit that subscribe button. You heard the man. Go buy the album. Screenshot the receipt. Jump over to IG and hit Tray Chaney up. Chop Shop family, Bodie Broadest is about to jump on and chop it up with us. Let's go. JD Williams in the building. This is fucking crazy. Excuse my language.
What's going on? What's going on, fellas? What's up? What's up?
JD.
You know it. Hold on, let me make sure everything's.
I know you're pressed. I know you're pressed for time, so I have to get this off my chest. I told Mr. Tray that I was going to do that. This is a fucking honor, meaning, excuse my language.
Oh, appreciate you, man. No doubt. Appreciate you.
My whole thing with the YouTube is based around The Wire, and you like I said, you're a part of my childhood. You're one of the most iconic characters on the show.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.
I'm trying not to embarrass myself and jump around here like a fucking idiot. But
nah, you good. You good.
this. I mean, JD Williams is in the building. Mr. Bodie Broadest. This is fucking. Listen, Chop Shop family. I got JD Williams and Tray Chaney on the show at the same time. I started this shit 6 months ago with a hope and a fucking dream, and here I am talking to these two brothers. Bro, this is crazy. This is crazy. Excuse my language. Sorry about that, man. I apologize for the energy, yo.
You got it, brother. You got it. I appreciate you, man. I know the feeling. You know what I'm saying? When you're making it happen and, you know, you're doing things, I'm glad I could be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So
you have some of the most iconic scenes in those 4 seasons you were on The Wire. The writing of this show was so great because I'm going to keep it a buck. I hated y'all at the end of the first season.
Yeah.
But by season 2, the love, I'm like, yo, you were a fucking savage. Now, when you read the script and you saw the direction of your character, what was your how did you embrace that? And also seeing you on Oz, you know, and then also watching you on The Wire transform into this legendary. I mean, this character is going to be here forever, like, because you owned it. This is your character forever. How did you transform into Bodie Broadest?
Well, like you, pretty much at the beginning of that first season. Also, like you said, I had just pretty much came off of Oz, so I was doing Oz for, 4 years, and Oz was melodrama, and our archetypes wasn't as deep as the characters were on The Wire. But just coming from doing Oz, I was like, oh man, here I go, playing another wild boy again. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go crazy. And I'm thinking that this kid is going to be worse than the one I was just playing. But like you said, by the end of that first season, you know what I'm saying, I kind of started to grow into him because I started to understand, you know, the arc that David Simon was going to put the character on. But the first couple of episodes, you know, I was just like you. I was like, yo, these dudes savages. They wild as hell. Like, I don't see no redemption in them right now. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, we definitely did get around to that. So, shout out to David Simon for the, you know, masterful writing, and, you know, like you said, everybody else that was on it, you know, they have, their performances was masterful, and it was just a lot of things that just fell into place. You know. Yeah.
I said this to Tray last time. The Wire's a masterpiece. There's no weak link, and I'm talking to two of the brothers that were a part of perfection. Do you know 20 years later what The Wire means to the fans and the community? Like, do you have a grasp of how important that shit still is 20 years later?
I mean, kind of. You know, we know that it's The Wire is still building on its, you know, on its reputation. It's people who think that separate us from Breaking Bad and Sopranos is that it's somebody that found The Wire every day. And it's like, people don't just take it as entertainment. People really feel the connection to the material. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what makes the show different. So yeah, I see how much it definitely means to people. I don't think that any of us take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? I think all of us really, really appreciate that. You can't really even have a TV show nowadays without having somebody from The Wire on it.
right, fact.
So, you know, we just do our thing, and like I said, yeah, we appreciate it, and yeah, we see definitely the quality and the value in the work. We just glad that people, you know, continue to build on that legacy, like, you know, as it goes on. That's the amazing thing about it, I think.
I told Tray this as well. I met everyone on The Wire in real life, one way or another. That's why this show hits so hard for me. Like watching The Wire steered me away from a lot of bullshit, because y'all were around the same age I was when y'all were doing that wild shit. And, you know, it's TV, it ain't real. But the realness from this shit still hits 20 years later. It's like you and Trey's chemistry. I mean, y'all are a dynamic duo. Like y'all are a duo that.
Well, you know, I want to jump in there, man, because you know, I always give my brother JD Williams his flowers every time, you know, we on platforms together, and I've spoke about this on national platforms. JD taught me a lot, you know, when it came to acting, you know, because a lot of people, they're still finding out that The Wire was my first job as an actor. So, I mean, I had always took acting classes and stuff like that in high school and things of that nature. But, you know, getting on set, I didn't know like what a mark was. I didn't know. It was a lot of stuff that I was just green on. And, you know, even as far as getting into character and getting, you know, bringing those emotions out as an actor, I've really, you know, I would ask JD a lot of questions. And he was always there as my brother, you know, to be like, hey, this is what it is. This is what it is. And just to see us, you know, 20 years later, still, like, I mean, working on big projects together. Like I said, Saints and Sinners, we got so many other projects that we have out, and then, you know, being able to combine the music along with the television and film experience. And man, I mean, just think, we're kicking off the Poot Bodie tour November 15th in Las Vegas at the Brooklyn Bowl. So we traveling all around the world, man, and really, you know, just like I said, to show up for our Wire fans, it's been a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. JD Williams, I got a question for you, man. Season 4, you read the script for season 4. You know your demise is coming at some point. The way you went out is by far one of the hardest on the show. Like that's number one. You know, we ain't advocating violence, but it is what it is. That shit was one of the hardest fucking scenes in the whole series. But
right.
The scene before that, when you're talking to Mr. McNulty, if hypothetically, say you did make it out of that and you went to season 5, do you think you would have went through with telling? Do you think David Simons would have steered your arc towards telling? Like, if you had to give your take on that, how do you think that would have played out?
Short answer. I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah.
But check this out. The long answer is, remember, in that whole scene was about Bodie realizing the game is rigged. So how you gonna ask somebody to play by those rules when there are no rules anymore? You know what I'm saying? So you could call it snitching, but what he said he was going to do was like, I don't care what y'all do to these dudes. We got to take these dudes down. I ain't talking about none of this other shit going on in the street. These motherfuckers are just killing people. I don't think it had nothing to do with drugs. It ain't had nothing to do with it. Was just like I said, like, and the last thing he said to him was, "You a soldier, Bodie." You know, hell yeah, soldiers live by codes. You know what I'm saying? Warriors have codes. Warriors have rules. Bodie said the whole time, look, I ain't never fucked up on a pack. I ain't never did something I wasn't told to do. You know what I'm saying? So this is not making no sense. You know what I'm saying? Why I'm gonna be a pawn and just sit here and let somebody just do all of this when that's not even the rules that I came up even under. So if y'all gonna make new rules, let me go ahead and make my own rules. And as a matter of fact, McNulty mirrored that whole sentiment, because once he found out what happened to Bodie, he just made up a fake serial killer. So if we ain't playing by the rules, if y'all not playing by the rules, why I gotta play by the rules?
What?
Right.
What a dope fucking answer. And I also felt your character matured. It was like the Stringer Bell character kind of mentored you, and again, if Stringer didn't go out the way he was, I think he was raising you to be his number two. Like I think he was grooming you for something more, and then when Stringer expired, that kind of put a pause on that shit, because really, he ain't fuck with Slim. At one point, he was barely fucking with Avon. You were the guy that String was going to get shit done. You know, and I would have loved to have seen that. Like, I would have loved to have seen, like, I always do the hypotheticals, like you link up with Slim and possibly have made a move on him. You know, is there any hypotheticals, like if you, either one of you, this is a question for both of y'all. You know, the Wire is perfect. I wouldn't change shit. But if there was anything that y'all could change or do anything with y'all story arcs, would y'all have done anything different?
I think my story arc was a lot of people appreciate my story arc because it was I guess once Poot seen everything that he's seen at that young age, right? And getting out the game and like totally changing his life around. You know, I get a lot of people wanting to speak to me about, you know, their own personal experiences about being in the game, seeing their friends get killed, get locked up, and then say, okay, that's enough for me to say, hey man, I'm getting ready to switch my whole situation, do a 360, get a job. I'm getting ready to get on the right path. You know, I guess from seeing so much, you know. So I mean, the story arc is what it is, you know, for me. Before
JD answers, I think you have one of the most complete arcs in the series, because again, you left on your own terms after seeing all the savage shit you have seen. For Daquan to bump into you at the Foot Locker just shows that fuck all this, I'm done. My right hand.
I mean, and just think, you know, when the first season started, it was the first season of The Wire. It was Poot, Bodie, Wallace, and D'Angelo. You know what I'm saying? And then you got D'Angelo, Bodie, Wallace gone. So it's almost like, you know, my story arc was almost that, man, I went through different, all types of emotions with these guys, and finding out about D'Angelo getting killed in prison. And I mean, just a whole bunch of different scenarios. And then, like you said, that scene with Dookie walking in. Shout out to Jermaine Crawford, by the way. I'm gonna get him on here too. But yeah, man, just that scene with kind of like letting him know, look, man, I done did this already. Now I'm doing this, and you might gotta experience what I've experienced to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? So that was it was dope how that turned out.
Mr. Williams, is there anything that you changed with your arc or anyone else's arc? Like, if you had
yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, certain things, but that like, to your point earlier, that's kind of the things that made it The Wire, because, you know, anybody could get it. It wasn't about giving everybody the happy ending and the perfect hero and everything like that. It was like, you know, they tried to keep it as close to, you know, authentic as possible. However, if I just had to throw something out, I mean, I might not have minded to see what Bodie and Michael Lee could have did together, you know. I think Bodie just needed like a little bit of backup to figure something out, but obviously he was on the corner with a bunch of kids, so it wasn't nothing really he could do, you know?
Yeah.
So
again, I just want to express to you what The Wire means to me, man. Like your character terrified me. You know what I'm saying? At times, your character also became someone that learned how to listen. Like your character was that hard ass, no one's fucking with me season 1, 2. You know, even that first scene of you in the fucking park when the camera's just panning around you, like.
Yeah, but yeah, the show itself, like I said, it was the way it was constructed. Yes, it definitely it's built off of quality, you know. And like you said, yeah, how we learning the characters, us getting into it, you know, all of the characters having some type of being anchored in some type of real history, that all gave us, and us being in the actual city, you know, that gave us something right there to really lock into, really stick onto, and really, you know, break down. And like I said, like it's just the way people are still finding it to this day, every day, the way people are still analyzing it, the way people are realizing what it is every day is a testament to like all of the energy and the effort that was put into it from the bottom to the top, you know.
And with that said, by any chance, do you watch any of the fan content on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah, every now and then, yeah, I check out some stuff every now and then for sure.
A Man's World podcast. He did a video on you, and he broke you down in so many different angles. You got a chance to check that shit out.
I think I saw that one. I think that's the one where he was saying he was talking hella shit about Bodie too, I think.
yeah, he probably was. But
it's all good though. I enjoyed his. I think I watched his one on Omar. I watched his one on Avon. Yeah, I know you're talking about. He got a couple of good ones, but definitely.
He's one of the people who inspired me to do this, and you know, he'll look at it. Me, I see a shooting. I'm talking about, boom, homie got shot. This, that, and that. When he does this shit, he's like, well, you know, the wind was going due degrees, and this was doing this, and the way the sun hit his feet might have changed the way he did. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? You saw all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just a testament to how good this shit is. Like, again, it's a masterpiece. I know I've said that a million times that you've been on here, but it is, man. And I thank both of y'all for being a part of my childhood. Again, y'all were fucking great and terrifying at the same time, because I was the same age as y'all. I was in high school, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, and to what you were saying, my thing about Bodie was, now remember, like, when we first started playing him, you know, we were supposed to be like, kind of, you know, teenagers, like 16, 17, right?
Yeah.
And I know at the same time, nobody's superhero, nobody's got superpowers or anything. However, there was this logic that just went with Bodie. The reason that he was in the position that he was in, you know, he didn't have to be the smartest, you know, or even the toughest or anything like that. But there was this logic in his thought that was always there. And that was the only way that I felt like he could see to progress and to keep everything, you know, how it was. So every time you saw him approaching any type of situation, which is very much like the real Bodie Proudest, you know what I'm saying? He came through very, you know, clever, methodical, logical person, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, well, I guess to an extent, because he did some wild stuff. You know? But, R.I.P. Bodie. But yeah. So there was this logic that always came through with him that I think people always picked up on, because it was like, he'll be here, but we know he's gonna make the best decision he possibly can. You know?
Let me get you out of here on one more. All right. What is y'all favorite scene in the series?
I'm gonna tell you, man. You know, like, rest in peace to our brother Michael K. Williams. That, you know, Omar, like, majority of his scenes, especially walking in the pit with that shotgun, man, and standing there, that whole huff and puff scene. Like, I mean, because just think, I was witnessing all of this being right there, like, as my, not knowing what this show was getting ready to be or whatever, but definitely a lot of Michael K. Williams scenes, man, was powerful. It's too many.
I got couple of them. I think the season 3 opener.
Oh yeah, with us, yeah.
Fried chicken, the chicken cowboy,
that was crazy.
Cowboy one. That was fun because I really enjoyed that we got a chance to kick off the whole season that year. Remember that day? I remember us doing that day, and that was fire. I enjoyed that.
That was crazy. That was dope.
The scene with Bodie and McNulty in the Arboretum. That's like, that's the first scene. That's the scene what I did, and that's the only scene I can say I knew how it was gonna look before it was done. I was like, I already know how this gonna look exactly. So that one, and probably like my favorite scene that I wasn't in, probably Snoop's nail gun scene.
That was dope.
That one's still chilling. Like if when you look at the fucking guy she's talking to's face, that's me. Like when he puts two and two together and realize she's fucking shit up with this gun. That's me. That's like, yo, she scared the fuck out of me. Like
killed it.
She did that. Yeah.
I can't think of a more terrifying female. Like her character, and also the horror elements that y'all use, man. Like your last scene, the way they use darkness. I mean, it was handled masterfully. You know, honest. The hardest motherfuckers on the street will say, watching Bodie die, fucking hurt. The hardest. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, well, I think that was accomplished. You know what I'm saying? It went and for you talking about the lighting and the cinematography, like I said, that was Ernest Dickerson, same director of Juice. If you remember Juice at the end, the way Tupac came out the shadows. On cue, I came out into that blue light.
Yeah.
That's the same way that he had Homeboy come out the shadow to, you know, get Bodie, and like you said, it was a lot of shadows, a lot of darkness, a lot of movement, and even that night when it was going down, I mean, like, it was crazy too because, you know, like there was no leaks and stuff back then. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, it was people getting phone calls like that was real life.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah,
that's real. It was, man.
I don't want to hold you up any longer, Mr. Williams, but JD, God bless you, bro, and anything else you do. Chop Shop got your fucking support. You know, Tray, thank you, man. You know, good luck on the album. I mean,
make sure y'all check that out. Thank you.
But you when they talk about this shit, you, Slim Charles, Avon, like y'all are, Omar, you are in the mix of the top fucking dog on this show. Like if there's a Mount Rushmore, your shit is right. You are right up there, man. And then again, I'm rambling. Mr. JD, again, you have a pleasure.
JD, this is how he was when I first met him. So I had to have you on here. I got to subscribe my brother with JD, man, for real.
I know they're gonna kill me in the comments. Like, man, big man need to calm the fuck down. But
it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, we appreciate it, man. We really do, because the show has been enduring this way because people like you, fans, they really feel and they really appreciate what the material is. And it's no way that, you know what I'm saying, we could ever, any of us, like all of us, none of us take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? Right. We all really do appreciate the fact that people really care about the material and what it represents so much. Yeah, people love it for entertainment, but they always talk about also how important and how relevant and how pertinent it is to this day. All the things that it still covers and it still explains. So it means more than just entertainment to the people that's really picking it up. So, you know, we appreciate that too. You know what I'm saying? We really, really do.
This is 20 years later, and I feel that shit like it dropped yesterday. Mr. JD Williams, you have a great night. It's fucking honored doing this shit. Tray, I owe you, man. I need to give you a hug, bro. Chop, thanks. I can't believe I just chopped it up with Bodie Brothers, bro. JD Williams, thank you so much for doing it. Tray Chaney, thank you so much for bringing him to the Chop Shop. I am fucking honored. You felt strongly enough, or you enjoyed your time with me enough.
Big Rich, let me say something, man. I mean, I know you say you honored, man, and you know it's amazing to meet us, man. But it was amazing for you to feature Tray Chaney at first on your platform, the Chop Shop. You know, because when we did that first interview, I mean, I do a whole bunch of interviews across the country, man. But when I did this joint and I seen a response from my Wire community, the Wire fans, the supporters, you know, it's so crazy because my IG, Tray Chaney Vision, I'm talking about the followers, they jumped up. My YouTube page dedicated father series YouTube page. People are subscribing even more now. So it's like, man, I had to, you know, first of all, announce the album, and then I had to bring you a surprise guest, such as JD Williams, aka Bodie. Because I mean, you deserved it, bro. I'm gonna be real. I got plugs to all the Wirecast members. You know, anytime I call them, my word is good with them. Their word is good with me. They pulling up for me because I got the positive energy. Big Rich, the Chop Shop, we did it. We did it today.
Hey, y'all know what it is. Brick City's finest, JD Williams, aka Bodie Brownest. Y'all already know what it is. Chilling with Big Rich right here on the Chop Shop. Make sure y'all hit them likes, subscribes, do all this stuff. But we'll get with y'all later. Y'all already know. Peace.